I know who's getting relegated to the Championship, and it's determined this week.
And so do I. You're going to find out later. There's some massive games today, but first of all, Pogged had 8 points, Theo.
What?
Poet 7 points, you got 6 points.
I lost.
I won the little trophy.
I thought I won after that incredible prediction of Nottingham Forest to win at home to Brighton.
Game is Crystal Palace against West Ham United, 12th against 15th. It's a London derby between two teams who lost last week. They're now Crystal Palace under Roy Hodgson. They're safe, aren't they?
They are. They're probably a point away from complete safety. They'd love to hit that 40, that magical 40-point mark.
Paqueta got a great goal. And then, really, should they have had a penalty late on against Liverpool?
They probably should have, but they lost. They bottled it. They were 1-0 up. It fell out of their hands, which is not what you want. However, they still need to get some points on board. 34 is not safe in the Premier League. And David Moyes is having a great season, going away to Bournemouth, winning 4-0, beating Ghent 4 at home to go to the next round of the Conference League. It looks like they're going to win that competition. My score prediction, Palace 1, West Ham 2. I can see a last-minute winner from Ben Rama.
And I nearly went for Crystal Palace 1-2, but you know what? I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Interesting. Well, the last 2 times they've visited it, it's been a 3-2 victory to West Ham at Palace.
Who's the guest this week?
It's Big Steve, Man City. He's happy he's won the league, so let's go to him.
Crystal Palace, bit of a resurgence under Roy Hodgson. Not a good season for them. West Ham struggling. I think West Ham got to win this. I'm going to go for Crystal Palace 1, West Ham 1.
Brighton and Hove Albion in 8th against Wolverhampton Wanderers in 13th. And Brighton, a little bit of a shock defeat, Theo, wasn't it, to Nottingham Forest? Maybe they were a bit tired after that semi.
Well, Brighton, it's back-to-back losses for the first time since October 2022, which is not a negative. It shows how incredible De Zerbi's having a job, but a very busy fixture list because they're doing so well in the Cup.
Wolves been pretty good recently. They've picked up those 3 wins that they need, and that's the key, isn't it? The teams that have jumped out the relegation zone, they've got 3 wins.
Yeah, 3 wins from 4 games, but their away record is still pretty poor. They need to change that. Do you think it will happen here?
Well, I'll tell you what, Jose Sarr, possibly the man of the match for Wolves in that last game. I'm going to go with Brighton. I think they'll bounce back. They've still got Europe on their minds. 2-1 victory.
Brighton haven't lost at home to Wolves in the last 6 encounters. It's been a draw or a win, so they'll probably do it again. That's my score prediction. Brighton 1, Wolves 0, and I think Solly March is going to score to make himself feel better after that penalty miss. I know Brighton fans didn't want me to mention it.
A little bit disappointed to lose the FA Cup semi-final against Man United. Following a defeat to Forest, I think Brighton are going to bounce back, and I think Brighton beat Wolves 3-0.
Brentford against Nottingham Forest, it's 9th against 17th. These are 2 teams who won last week despite having 27% and 24% possession.
And
but it doesn't
Brentford,
matter, does it?
It never matters because away fans are going to have to go from singing Bus Stop in Hounslow to a pin drop on the UEFA map. It looks like they're getting European football, Thogden.
I'm not sure about that. They slipped away a little bit. You think they will?
I think Brentford can, and it's all because if Champions League goes to Man City, which is likely, they drop another space down in the Champions League. Because of the EFL Cup and the FA Cup being won by teams that have already qualified for Champions League, the places drop down, and I think Brentford still have a chance, but they need to get 2 points on Brighton. That's why this match is really important.
Nottingham Forest, what an incredible victory. Who saw that coming?
I actually saw it coming.
You did,
because last week I sat here and said that Nottingham Forest would beat Brighton, but I'm going to back Forest again, not for 3 points, but a point. The Bees are on good form, but at home they seem to mess it up.
Nottingham Forest this season have been woeful away from home. 7 goals on the road all season. For that reason, I'm going to stick with Brentford here. I think it's going to be a 2-1 victory.
You think they're going to win?
Yes.
For a second time in 6 games? He's predicted it. But does Steve agree? I'm sure Steve agrees.
They got a great result against Brighton. This one could be tough for Forest, I think. I think Brentford win this 2-0.
Manchester United against Aston Villa, 4th against 6th. These are 2 teams on good form and pushing for Europe. Now, Man United last night at White Hart Lane, 2-0 up, let it slip.
Since the 16th, Man United have had 4 games, Villa have had 2.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard for them to get a win.
Aston Villa, Theo, in amazing form, the second best form in the league, 13 points from 5 games. Can they go to Old Trafford and do it?
With Ollie Watkins playing the way he is, I know he's had a few games off. What a time to bounce back it would be against United. Villa are looking for a top 10 finish, but they can go to Europe. They could be in a European party soon.
Even Tyrone Mings is getting on the score sheet, but you know what?
In my FPL team.
I'm going for Man United here because of home advantage. I think it'll be close. 2-1 United.
I can see Rashford scoring. I think Manchester United will score 2, but then Villa will come back. I'm saying a 92nd minute equaliser. European spots up for grabs. They need it. 2-2 draw. Limbs. Ollie Watkins.
It's going to be a great game, this. I think Manchester United have got their eyes on the top 4. Aston Villa under Unai Emery have come from nowhere. So I'm going to go Manchester United 1, Aston Villa 1.
Fulham of London against Manchester City of Manchester. It's 10th against 2nd. Now, last week, Theo, Fulham couldn't manage a single shot on target, but Man City,
congratulations,
ruthless.
Man City on the Premier League title. I was there against Arsenal. They cleared them out. Arsenal looked scared. They turned up with a loss in their mind. Rob Holding, I thought, was the worst performing player for Arsenal. He made the whole defence less confident. Yet he got the goal. And actually, I'll protect him because he's ex-Bolton. Fulham are screwed. They are completely screwed. In the last 11 head-to-head matches, Man City have won all 11.
Foden and Mahrez on the bench, and you go and absolutely smash Arsenal. The thing about Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland, Theo, is I've lost the words to describe how brilliant they are. It's just joyous.
I've just realised I've been holding up a World Cup trophy saying Premier League the whole time. So please, in the comments, do not roast me.
I agree. Man City will coast this one, but I reckon Fulham will get a goal. Fulham 1, Manchester City 3, but Big Steve, he's a City fan, isn't he?
He actually is, and he's going to be very happy.
Manchester City, after the great result at the Etihad the other night, are on fire. Fulham, great season. Silva's got them playing really, really well, but I just think this is a step too far for Fulham. I think Manchester City go there, and it's Fulham 0, Manchester City 2.
AFC Bournemouth in 14th against Leeds United in 16th, and Bournemouth there won 3 of the last 4.
This is a 6-pointer. To go to Southampton and get a result. Solanke, week in, week out, whether he's assisting or scoring, the man is a joke. I'm happy for the Cherries. I'm happy for Gary O'Neill. I'll say it every week. I think they'll come into this game confident when Leeds, they need it more than ever on 30 points, don't they, Dad?
Absolutely. It was Tavernier who got the goal for Bournemouth. And of course, there was that late disallowed goal, wasn't there, from Che Adams? But it doesn't matter. Bournemouth fans don't care about that. Leeds United, what a game against Leicester. It was only 1-1. Sinistera got the goal. And oh my goodness, did you see that Bamford miss?
I didn't, but I saw people roasting Bamford. He's
Theo.
a very different player post-injury, isn't he? To go to Bournemouth with the pressure rising, maybe they'll want it more, but they might feel the tension more, so it could go either way.
Very difficult place to go, isn't it?
Could be Leeds relegated.
To the Cherries.
Yeah, and the other teams, we're going to talk about a few games where there's massive relegation battles going on. So if Leeds don't pick up a single point, they could be relegated here. They could be playing Bolton away in the Championship next year.
Gary O'Neill's got Bournemouth playing okay. Leeds are a bit up and down. Leeds need the points. Bournemouth need the points. I think Bournemouth edge this. I'm going to go Bournemouth 1. Leeds 0.
Newcastle United against Southampton, 3rd against 20th. These are two teams far apart in terms of league position and geography, Theo. But Newcastle smashed, eh?
This could be a Newcastle-Tottenham type result. They destroyed Everton the other night and smashed Spurs before that. I think they could be ruthless here. I think we could be going double figures. Could be another 9-0.
I mean, I tell you what, the Geordies are in absolute dreamland. The likes of Wilson and Joe Linton, and they're just in brilliant form, aren't they, Theo?
Jokes aside, Southampton actually have good away form. They turn up to places when they're travelling. So I don't think it'll be a battering. Alexander Isaac, did you see the goal? But the run, just how much intent he had from the moment he grabbed the ball. He looked at the Everton defenders and thought, I'll beat you, I'll get past you, I'm going to get past you, and it falls into the back of the net because he wants it more. So I'm backing Newcastle to win 3-0 here. The same's going to happen.
Yeah, and I think you could be right here. Southampton lost it. They were 3-1 up against Arsenal away. Yeah. They let that slip. They lost to Bournemouth. They were unlucky with that disallowed goal. Yeah. For me, all day long, Newcastle will be in the Champions League next 100%. Season, and they're going to win this one 3-0.
And a fellow Champions League qualifier, they might even win it this year. Man City fan, Big Steve.
They're on a wave of success. They're doing really, really well. You know, scoring goals left, right and centre. Big win at Everton the other night. Southampton, I'm sorry. I think they're doomed. I think they're finished. I think Newcastle 4, Southampton 0.
Liverpool in 7th against Tottenham Hotspur in 5th. These are two teams chasing a Europa League place. Now, Liverpool came down to London and beat West Ham, didn't they, Theo?
Yeah, big winners, big comeback, and I'm very confident that they'll keep up their form. It feels like Jurgen Klopp has turned a leaf. He's starting to get wins consistently now.
Good goal from Cody Gakpo there, wasn't it, Theo? Nice. Which is a nice thing to say.
And whether it's Gakpo, whether it's Salah, who's not been great in the last few weeks, but now they've got a double game week, 2 home matches, I'm sure he'll be cooking. Shame not to see Harvey Elliott in the side. I think he could start to battle his way into that midfield again. But I like what they're doing, and I think they're going to win again. I'm going to go 2-1 because Spurs, I can't call it. Ryan Mason did show some great fight in their 2-2 draw against Manchester United, but then again, United are tired. They probably didn't want to travel down to London after just coming back from London at Wembley. A manager that's played his second game, Ryan Mason, came before as a caretaker, has done it again. Heung-min Son, it's nice to see him score. Kane with 2 assists, it's the player that he is.
Blew it against Man United because, yes, they came back, as you've described, but they had to win that game.
Yeah.
And I think Liverpool are playing better football at the moment.
In 5th place, could they qualify for the Champions League if City win the Champions League? That is interesting. Let me know in the comments below, but Liverpool might be back in the race here.
But you know what? I think this is going to be 3-1 to Liverpool.
Another club in disarray at the minute, crazy. Liverpool on a little bit of a run again, trying to get into that top 4, squeeze into Europe. Anfield, it's not going to be good for Tottenham. Liverpool 4, Tottenham 1.
Leicester City against Everton, 18th against 19th. 7 years ago,
God.
Leicester City were winning the league. 4 or 5 years ago, Everton were challenging for Europe.
Dad,
what has happened there?
This is a relegation 6-pointer. Focus on this season. Look at the Premier League table. Put it on the screen. Soak it in. It's the epitome of a 6-pointer. Whoever wins here could escape the relegation zone, dependent on the Nottingham Forest and Leeds result. Who do you feel has more of a chance?
Leicester City, because they're at home, number 1. Number 2, against Leeds, they could have nicked it at the death. Jamie Vardy knows where that goal is, doesn't he?
And he knows it when James Maddison is behind him, who's created 2 assists for Vardy to score against Leeds when they went 2-1 up. However, the goal got disallowed. Dean Smith has got a tactic that's worked. He has reincarnated Jamie Vardy.
Yes.
I thought the man could never do it again in the Prem, and he's found a way to bring it out of him. I love Everton as a club and everything they stand for. Even the pyro show that they welcomed the coach to that 4-1 disgraceful player performance against Newcastle. I know the Geordies are much better, but the way Everton showed a lack of fight, maybe they're not good enough. I do feel for Sean Dyche too, because Frank Lampard left the squad in a mess. It was after the January transfer window. The tactics were inept, in my opinion. I don't think Lampard is a good football manager, and he's not ready to have the Chelsea job, and we've seen that, and he wasn't ready for the Everton call-up either. So I feel for Dyche. I don't think he has the resources to survive in this Premier League table, which is why I feel like you and me are both heading towards a home victory.
Everton Football Club should not be in a relegation fight. It's a massive club, incredible pedigree, incredible history, and it means so much to the city of Liverpool there.
They haven't won on the road since October last year.
Yes.
That's madness.
Leicester City 2, Everton 1.
I'm going Everton 3-0 away limbs.
No, you're not.
I'm not. Leicester are going to win as well. I'm sorry. I shouldn't even joke. It's too sad right now.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry, Everton fans. I think you're going to the Championship, and I think this result will be the epitome of your fall.
Both teams struggling. I can see this being a draw. I can see it being cagey. Sean Dyche digging deep, trying to get the points on the board for Everton. So I'm going to go Leicester 1, Everton 1.
Arsenal against Chelsea, first against 11th. It's a London derby, Theo. But Arsenal have not won a game in 4.
That's bad.
It's bad.
This is the battle of the poor form of the old Big 6 clubs. I think the Emirates will still be rocking. They'll be very happy. They've got to look at the bigger picture. If they make 2 or 3 top world-class signings, which is it's in a very attractive club right now. We've got a young manager, young squad, great training ground, London-based. Everybody wants to come to you. So I think Arsenal are going to be fighting in a title race in the next few years.
I'm sure the bookies are saying home win, but I reckon this is a banana skin, because last week Chelsea lost to Brentford 2-0. But the chances that they missed, Theo, at some point those chances are going to go in. The likes of your Raheem Sterling's get together and think, you know what, let's try this week.
The only thing they have to be worrying about is holding up the Championship title next year. Chelsea going away to Bolton. I think Arsenal are still going to end this winless run. And I think it's going to be confident. Martinelli, Saka, linking up. Lampard will continue on his loss streak. Arsenal 2, Chelsea 0.
I agree with you, Theo. Arsenal 2, Chelsea 0.
I think Arsenal get the job done. I'm going to go good old traditional 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Now it's double game week time for you FPL players. So if you want to stick about and listen to these matches, here we go. Liverpool against Fulham. What's your score prediction?
3-0 to Liverpool.
I'm going to go 3-1, which is back-to-back Liverpool wins for both of us.
Can't see much for Fulham here. Anfield, I think Liverpool get the job done. I'm going to say Liverpool 2, Fulham 1.
Man City against West Ham. Surely this only goes one way.
4-1 to Man City.
I'm going to go 3-1 as well. So 2 City wins, of course.
Get the best players out. Get the job done. Going to go Manchester City 3, West Ham 0.
Brighton against Man United.
Brighton 1, Manchester United 0.
Oh, revenge. Yes. Revenge is sweet. I just think United are going to go there and sneak a point. 1-1.
Revenge is on the cards for Brighton. Man United done them in the semi. I can see Brighton turning in a masterclass at home. So I'm going to go for Brighton 2, Manchester United 1.
We'll see what happens. Thank you for watching Premier League predictions. Massive relegation scraps. I think I know who's going down. Tell me in the comments below. Bye-bye.